Tell City Advisory Planning Commission. We're going to start our meeting with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank everyone for showing up tonight. Larry, do you want to do a roll call?
I will. Mac Chill.
Here.
Brian.
Here.
Mark Lapley.
Here.
Tom Ferraro.
Here.
Tim Reed.
I am here.
I'm here. Sandy.
Here.
Pelagie.
Here.
Jim Adams is gone. Jeff Hagerman is here. Steve Goodson is here. And Doty's absent this evening. So have the roll. We have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda or amend it as presented?
Tim Reed will make the motion.
Okay, Tim Reed made a motion, we approve it as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Who was that second?
Don.
Don, any discussion on it? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Statement from board members, declarations of disqualifications. Seeing none, we'll move on. Statement from the commission attorney.
None.
Statement, the commission attorney has none. Recognitions of citizens, if not on the agenda. Seeing none, read or approve the minutes of the previous meeting. I think everyone has a copy of the minutes. And does anybody have any?
Tim Reed will make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes from the July 17th meeting. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion on it? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Communications and expenditures.
None.
Mr. Goodson says we have none. Standing committee, budget committee. Under I, the investigating appropriate fees, charges for penalties. None.
We actually recently adopted an updated schedule of fees, so going forward, I think we can remove that from our agenda for a while.
Okay. Make a note to have Doty remove that.
I'll speak with her.
Okay. Establish administrative rules for fees, charges, and penalties.
I think that falls in the same line.
That's the same line, okay. Approve a budget and report to budget committee. Steve, we have none. Report by staff, none. Old business, sign ordinance. Now, Tim and I have talked about this, but it's a work in progress. So I don't think, Tim, you don't have anything to report.
I have received some information from some other locations, and we'll put it all together for next week.
Okay, thank you, Tim. New business, Joseph Wynn. Larry Kleeman, I think, is one that kind of arranged this meeting. So, Larry, do you have any?
I'm not running the meeting.
No, but do you have any, I guess the question is, do you have any questions that you wanted to ask him in particular?
No, I just invited Joseph down to give us an update on the hotel.
Okay, Joseph, can you stand up here at the podium and give us an update?
It's been quite some time since.
Yep. Thank you very much for everybody. Thank you, Larry, for inviting me. Thanks, everybody. Nice to see Mr. Goodson because he's the father of one of my fraternity brothers. Nice to see Mr. Hagedorn because his oldest daughter, Jeff Jr.
Jeff,
If
they call
you know her, you know what I'm saying. Has been an outstanding employee for us at the Christmas Lake Golf Club this year, and proudly going to law school starting in another week or so. So taking on the family tradition against Dad's will, I think, but nevertheless.
Dad's made his peace with it.
Yeah. So. Nevertheless, but thank you for having me today. It has been a long time since we've all had a conversation, and I will state that, as is no big surprise, considering the little bit of rain we had this spring, every one of our projects was a little bit waylaid and sidelined by the weather, and as a result of that, we are now only getting to where we expected to be in May. And so time is money. It's cost us cash, no more than what the bad weather did itself. But Nevertheless, we are now in a position that I want to kind of give you an idea of where we are with Hilton and what the process is there, because I have some questions as to what we need to do next with you in regards to that. So we've reached a point with Hilton for this Hampton Inn that is called the 25% point in the project flow. And this is where our architect is submitting our 25% point for the drawings. That means that we determined how many rooms, how many conference rooms, all these things like this, and it goes to the architecture committee again, just like our plat did. And we don't expect any negative feedback on this, considering they were holding our hand all along, but nevertheless, it still has to go through the approval process. And from the time we submit it, which will hopefully be no later than I would say next week, but next week's before Labor Day. We're gonna wait until the Tuesday after Labor Day to send it in. Luckily, our architect is 3 miles away in downtown Memphis versus where their offices are, so he may even hand deliver it, for that matter. After the email, he may deliver the hard copies. But all the same, what this means is once they approve that, we are basically ready to start playing in the dirt. Now, with that in mind, us being ready and you being ready for us to start digging in the dirt, what we need to know from you, I guess, is we've already submitted the plat in the past. There's one thing that we do have to take care of with you guys, but it can be done in parallel with us beginning, we'll start by, we'll put up the silk fence and everything like that first. But as far as us getting in and having equipment on the ground, and luckily it's a very level piece of ground, but it still has to be perfect for our construction. What are you going to need from us, other than maybe what we're already submitting to Hilton for your own files, to permit us, for us to get permitted to get out there and start moving? Steve?
Obviously, you'll need the design release before.
Yeah, and that's,
Yes, and that's what we
We need,
That'd be part of our.
well, we have to have that just to give to our, I'm sorry, I swore.
No,
We have
I'm
to have
sorry.
that for
I was
our
gonna say,
banks and everything else.
we still need the development plan application. They'll have to have a hearing before the commission for the approval of the development plan, which I'm comfortable will be easy enough.
no, we already did that, didn't we?
Did we approve the development?
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
did.
that's-
Well, I apologize.
Yeah, I was going,
Unless there's been changes.
no. The only thing we have not completed yet, and it is requisite for us, and as discussed with Jeff in the past, that we, for our parking purposes, we require the triangle land, which still has to go through your city process and all of that. But again, we do not need it to start construction. We just need it to open the doors, because we have to have the proper amount of parking spots, per, basically 1 spot per room. So, and,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right, I don't know what triangular land is.
There's another parcel of real estate between this parcel and the flood wall that was not included in.
south of
It's
Mulzer's,
not included.
Yeah, it was not included in the original transaction, the conveyance to GCM.
So there is some changes.
Well, it's not changes to the development plan. They would like to acquire that property, and we just haven't taken the steps to do that. So that's, in terms of this board, that's not part of our review right now.
It's part of additional parking, I think,
Yeah.
that they may need in the future.
yeah, you'll see it on the plat when we submit everything.
I understand, okay,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
we've not been informed of any of this.
It would not be
information.
part of what we did approve in the
Right.
development plan, because it
Well,
wasn't.
we'll have to approve it once it's been submitted.
They'll have to acquire it before we would be able to approve it anyway. So that's why I say it's completely separate from this at this time.
So the owners actually should submit it to
City
us
owns it.
first.
City still owns it. Yeah.
But still, the city needs to submit it.
If it were ultimately to be part of
Before you
this
purchase it.
project, yeah.
What I'm saying is,
Right, it has-
normally you would, if I was a buyer, I would ask the owner to submit it to the zoning before I bought it.
And and Jeff and the mayor and,
Property will, that property that we're talking, outside of this one, will not require a rezone.
Okay.
That would still be an approved use for that, so it would just be submission of development plan. Do we do submission of development plan for parking? Can't remember. I'm sorry, I don't want to get off on a tangent there. That's-
Isn't that owned by Tell City?
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a problem for another day, let's categorize it that way.
but we were advised at the time that, you know, and with COVID and with, you know, post-COVID with rain and everything else, we were advised at that time, complete this part of it, and then, you know, we'll go to that. So we have to go through the same process we did for the purchase of the parcel for the hotel itself,
Yeah.
so.
And I think on this development plan, as I'm looking at it, we're talking about this property here, correct?
Yep.
Right,
This area.
right.
Correct,
Just
yes.
additional parking.
Yeah.
Is that new to us? Whenever
We
you're
were
home?
given this last time Drexel came down.
I can email you guys.
It's not necessarily new to us, it's just last time when they came before the planning commission, they didn't own it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on the drawing, but they didn't own it at the time.
You're
It's
talking
still
about
approved
the site
something.
plan?
Yeah, we still approve it.
Basically for ownership.
Yeah.
The site plan was given to us, I don't remember.
Okay, so it's part of the site plan.
We do have some slight alterations to the site plan that we'll have to submit anyway,
Okay,
just because of layout. Our original configuration was going to be for 80 rooms. The prototype changed. So Cash Wagner came back and
minor changes, I see.
minor changes. It's not, yeah, it's not,
So the room
everything still
numbers
lays in
not
the
gonna
same
change?
direction. Lost a couple of parking spots that I have to now move across the street, that kind of thing like that. That was all, but those have all been replatted and so forth. So again, we're more than happy to, if you guys want to get advanced looks at that, because that's not going to change. I can email them to Larry or whomever, and Jeff, and,
Just get anything.
or I'm sorry, to Steve, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve would be the point of contact to distribute to the
Yeah.
entire plan commission.
Um,
And I think, back to the original question of what else you need, then I think it's just the updated site plan review, and then it'll all be permitting issues after that.
Are
So,
are you still talking about 74 rooms?
No, it was never 74, it was 80. Yeah,
wasn't it?
89, yeah. So it's 89 now instead of 80. It's just the same, it's essentially the same
So
footprint.
you keep making it bigger.
The prototype changed, and yeah, it went bigger. It was either that or it had to go smaller, and that didn't fit our financial model for what we assumed to be our occupancy. I mean, we had to submit our projected occupancy
And
rate,
this
and
is based on Hampton Inn or Hilton's brands and all their, I'm sure there's a bunch of hoops you need to go through.
well, we did, and so, and, you know, we did all of our, repeatedly, and we still continue on this site to do our due diligence and do Smith Travel Research reports, STAR reports, to kind of give us an idea of what the occupancy rate and average daily rate is bearing in this general area. So, you know, we're very data-driven, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the least smart guy in our company, thankfully. So, it's,
Maybe we get a support group though.
I think, once you get your design release and bring it to Steve.
Yeah.
Then he'll issue you permits.
okay,
And then you'll need to go to the department heads, you know, water, electric, and make sure that everybody gets on the same page, number of rooms.
yeah.
And take care of all that before you really do it.
And I think, Ron, you've been keeping in touch with a couple of them on a regular basis anyway
Oh,
about.
yeah, I've already met with the electric company, the gas company, water and sewer guys, they're all been great.
Yeah, but the committee has to get together and give
Right.
us some
Yeah.
recommendations so we can say everything's.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just, Ron's been keeping them in the loop as to where we are,
Okay, great.
so. But beyond that, again, once we get through this approval, I reiterate, our schedule from before remains the same. It takes, from the time that we get your approval and officially place the order for the structural steel, it takes them 60 days to build it and get it delivered to site, and 90 days to get it dried in. Now, depending on subs and whomever else, you know, getting it completely fitted out, we still are shooting for maximum 13, 14 months, which is still 4 and 5 months faster than a traditional stick build, and better rated for construction quality.
So just jumping to the bottom line,
Yes,
when do you anticipate completion?
depending on all of our approvals, 13 months after we start playing in the dirt. So if we start playing in the dirt in October, November of next year.
Okay.
And with as much time as we've lost on all of this, we're very, very motivated to ensure that the schedule is as reasonably tight as possible.
Great.
Without being crazy on, you know, pushing for something that's not gonna be high quality.
The last timeline that I had seen was construction starting January 30th, 26, with completion January 30th, 27.
Yeah,
So you're still in that ballpark, right?
we're starting sooner. We expect to start this fall.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when you're trying to get rid of your in-laws next Christmas, we wanna be able to help.
Great.
I keep forgetting I'm on camera, sorry. Sorry, in-laws.
And I did, and Steve, I'm sure you've got all this in the records, they did meet with the Technical Advisory Committee on January 25th, 2023.
Yeah.
And at that time, they were talking about an 80-room structure and.
I mean,
Yeah.
as
And
far
like
as
I said,
the tech committee, there's really not a whole lot of changes.
no, well, like I said, the biggest change was actually Hilton changing their prototype.
Yeah.
And we can't say, well, we'd like to have that one instead. They don't.
I understand.
Yeah.
As I said, there's a lot of hoops you gotta jump through.
So just getting the flag was big, so, when they,
Yeah,
at this point, when
yeah,
they say jump, you're
that
gonna
was the
jump,
other,
they
that
say.
was the other fun part, is that it went up 25 grand in the time we were waiting, so
Yeah.
it's, that was a nice joy. But yeah, we're, you know, we're tired of waiting. We're thankful that you guys have been as patient as you've been. You know, for, again, cost of capital is a daily toll on the bank account, as it were. So we're motivated first and foremost because we're very thankful to be in this market. Again, I've mentioned this in probably a previous meeting or two. Our entire focus for our businesses are tertiary markets, focusing on the local industrial and service industries that require rooms from Sunday night to Thursday night. Schweitzer Fest is great, bass tournaments are great, all of these things are great. But what's better is helping the local economy meet the needs of the companies trying to grow or just trying to sustain themselves, and offering their customers the best opportunity we can give them for a place to stay.
Right.
Couple that with putting it right down in the business district, I like it.
I do too, yeah. That was, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself, when I first went to Hilton, I had a list of 29 different markets. It's when we were first looking to get into what we're doing now. To be honest, Tell City was on there because I grew up near here. I'm like, really, Tell City? Just tell me why. And they were Hilton themselves, and unfortunately, because of SEC rules, them being a Fortune 500 company, they can't share all of the data they collect on a daily basis with just anybody, even those of us who pay for the franchise flag. But it's just from the indications, every time I speak with them and have been in their offices, it's very thorough. So when they said they were high on Tell City, they had already done their homework. They will not put a market on their preferred target market list unless they've done an extensive amount of homework. And so as a result of that, and it's never wavered, because they do go through their list all of the time, say, okay, well, we're no longer as high on that. They did that to us for a flag we were wanting to get in West Lafayette. They said, nah, we're no longer as high on it right now. But Tell City's never wavered. And so we're very happy and very thankful to be having this opportunity.
Good.
Well, we have no action at this point.
But you were owed an update, and I'm sorry it's taken this long. Just a weather example, if you've been out to our golf course in the last week or two, we've cleared 20 acres of woods right across the road from the clubhouse. Librings were going to be there at the end of April. They just made it 2 weeks ago. So they were all weather behind, and as Ron pointed out, it had gotten so bad for them that for their sawmill, for their high-end hardwoods, they were down to like 4 or 5 days worth of timber because they just had such a hard time getting into the woods, so to speak. So we're all of our projects run in parallel, or they did this spring, they all stopped in parallel. So nevertheless, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Because I've been asked several times.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, I'd like to thank, Tell City's worked really hard with you to help bring you here, and they've done all they can do
Well,
to help bring
Tell
this
City's
together.
done more than work hard. They've been very generous to us. And I say that from the standpoint of other communities we deal with. We didn't ask for the incentives. They were provided to us because Tell City wanted what we're bringing. So we're very thankful for that. Another part of our business philosophy is, if we require incentives to build a project, I'm going to question the validity of that project. Because if it can't cash flow without the incentives, it's too close to the edge for my comfort for it to go through at that time. So Tell City has been beautiful between the streets, the various other accoutrements that have come along with it. We're very thankful to all of you, and we look forward to giving back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business that may become before the commission? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
They beat you, Tim.
I tried to get in there.
All those favors say aye. Aye.
Was that Brian and Mark?
Okay,
Correct.
this is
Brian
the
and
end
Mark.
of the meeting.
Yeah, Brian.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming.